BassResinator here. Something that people who live further north than I do don't understand about down here is that certain plants don't grow. It's too hot, it's too dry, and when we do get rain, it's usually the kind that just washes everything away. So if I want to make a dandelion head, you know, the little fluffy things, I can't get them here. They don't grow here. There are some flowering things that look similar to them, but they're not dandelions. So in order to get a dandelion head, I have to order it. And they come in little tubes like this, which is kind of cool. But how they are protected and how they survive the mail, I don't know. But look at this. I'm going to have to stretch this to get that head in there. Now, I've done it in the past, usually with the help of somebody else, but now that I'm going to be filming this, I'm going to try and stretch it myself. I think if I can do that with 3 fingers, and maybe fit it in there. Maybe. Hope I don't tear it up, because these are not cheap. Okay, I gotta pull this up against my chest. I don't want to destroy it. Well, I destroyed it came. Come on. There. Ooh. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Now I'm going to use this foam thing here. I'm going to eventually use my pliers and push that stem into this a little further and let that sit and hold it in place. Yeah. I'm scared. Do I go get my wife and have her help me? I think I should. I really don't want it to snap in and then just crunch all of those little, you know, if you've ever gone to pick these out in the wild and you just jostle the plant a little bit and you lose them all across, I don't want that happening. So let me go get an extra pair of hands, just a bit. Okay, now I am going to pull this apart, and I need you to look here. Get it past my fingers. Okay, you just hold it in place. Just hold it right there. Don't go any higher. Okay, let go. Yay! Now I'm gonna let it sit like that while I mix up some resin. We did. Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you. Okay. She's so afraid she's gonna mess it up. And she's gonna sneeze or something. Okay, let me mix up some resin. I'm gonna put you on pause for a bit. Okay, I brought you down to a lower level so you can see what I'm gonna be doing. I mixed up 4.5 ounces of Unicorn Art Deep Pour, which, as I've said a couple of times, is no longer being made. So if you were going to try and get any, you need to get it from Amazon. Man, I don't know what am I going to do this and still be seen. Because I got, if I put my arm around this way, maybe. What I don't want to do is pour the resin right on top of the head. So I'm going to try and go very slowly. And I just had this in the vacuum chamber to get rid of any bubbles. And I've had success with doing 2 of these before. This one though, because I'm going with the camera, I was pouring onto the head and I don't want to do that. You have to be patient when you're pouring in around something delicate like this. Don't be in a yank and just pour it really hard or really fast. You will have problems. And if you pour it slowly enough, you shouldn't have any bubbles getting stuck in all of those little fronds or seed pods with their flyers. If my physical therapist saw me right now, he would be getting after me because I'm in a scrunched down position. Have to go to physical therapy after my back surgery. Okay, now if I leave a little bit of room, now this is going to try and float around, and this is where I have to get creative, leaving that foam thing on top, but it doesn't weigh enough. And if I'm looking at it, that head is not right in the center, so I need to pull up. I don't know if you can see it up on the top of this. The stem is sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to pull that a little till I get it closer, and without yanking too hard. I can't grab it with these gloves, so let me sorry about that. I'm using some pliers right now. Okay, that's more centered. However, it's not centered. It's centered one way, but let me turn it and you'll see that it's not centered that way. So I need to slide it over that way a touch. That looks good there. That looks good there. Good all around. I don't see any bubbles in there. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking. Dun, 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 dun. Do you see any bubbles? None. Yay! Now the cool thing is, in the sphere mold, it magnifies this thing. Now, I don't trust this foam from staying where it's supposed to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it there, and I've got this other mold that I have made. I'll show you what I did. And I just set it on top to hold it all in place. Okay, now I'm done with that. I just got to wait till tomorrow sometime. And you can sort of see, I did not fill it all the way to the top. I can either put some, every time I've tried to put different colors in there, the colors overtake the, every time. I did it once. And I did some colors there, and it took away from it. But what I was thinking about possibly doing is mixing up some glow-in-the-dark powder that looks white, and then just set it there. And then if I set it on a lamp, on one of those USB things, charges that glow-in-the-dark stuff, and then you turn off the lamp, and then you have this. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So we'll see. Anyway, Fluffy Stuff. I don't know if you ever remember that TV show, HR Fluff. No, it's not Fluff and Stuff. Puff and Stuff. It was this really weird, funny-looking dragon. Anyway, back in the 60s and early 70s TV shows. Yeah. So, HR Fluff and Stuff, not Puff and Stuff. Okay, we'll see you after a while. This is cured up enough for me to be able to take this thingy off. Foam off. Styrofoam, whatever you call it. Let me get some gloves on, because I got some resin that I mixed up a while ago and I was letting it degas, so I took my gloves off to go type something. Now I'm back, and I don't want to spill that on myself. I'm going to be using Let's Resin glow-in-the-dark sky blue, because it's white powder, so it when you mix it up, well, you can't tell because it's a white cup, but when I mix it up, it's just going to look like it's white, but when it is exposed to sun, I'm going to hold this thing with these scissors. There we go. Get that little foam, piece of styrofoam out the way. Now I'm going to try and cut this. And the last time I did this, I found out this is super hard. So get down in there below the level of, oh, that wasn't too bad. Below the level of the sphere mold, so I won't have that sticking out. And look at that, it came out perfectly centered all the way around. Okay, so that's off to the side, and I got this mixed up. And I don't know if you've ever mixed up glow-in-the-dark powders or not, but the crunches. This is less than an ounce. I don't know how much I'm going to need. But see, I don't think that's going to take away from the color. Well, I needed half of that amount. But it's awfully hard because my scales are old. I got some new ones coming in. I want to show you this. Let me move this out of the way real quick. I got this with stamps.com. It's seen its better day, but it only does ounces, and if there's anything less than 2/10 of an ounce, it doesn't register it. And so I start pouring stuff in. I'm going to get that with tape because I'm afraid that's going to start blowing around. and I don't know how much I've put in there, so I start pouring, and then boop, that number pops up there and real fast, and I'm like, oh no. So I got some digital scales coming in next week. Hopefully it'll help me get stuff measured without guessing all the time. Okay, this, well, there's a reason why I have another one that's still full. And when I'm done with this, I will take the other one over and replenish with some more butane. I don't want to fill it up too much, but I don't want to let it go way under because it's going to contract. And I still got, now I got to figure out what to do with that little bit. Oh, I have this. There's not enough to fill that up. I'll figure out something. Oh, I have that new little tiny dragon. I mean, not dragon, snail. I found the big snail. It's right over here somewhere. I don't have enough for the big snail, but I have this little bird. Little tiny bird. Maybe that'll work. I wanted to do that little snail though. Well, let me put you on pause for a bit. Oh, I feel really stupid. I had the bigger snail, and this was stuck on the back. Oh, sorry, I had the bigger snail, and this little one was stuck on the back, and I'm looking all over the place, and it was right there. I got this thing. Little tiny. But I have to squeeze in the antennae area for them to. If I don't, they're not going to fill up. I'm sitting here doing it off the screen. And it's thick. Have to squeeze and hold till I can see the bubble come up. There's still some air down in there. Come on. I didn't do this the first time around. I got this beautiful little snail with little half antennae. They look like little horn things. Beautiful snail. Antennaless. That sounds kind of weird. Antennaless. Can't tell if that's down in there or not.
I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna take him outside.
Oh, I got an idea. Squeeze with some pliers. There came the bubble. These little molds are made so that you can do them with UV resin. And that's what I did that other one with, but I did not check to see if I had the... Okay, I'm hoping that's down in there. Fill up the rest of this. It'd be kind of cool. Sky blue snail. Glow in the dark. Whoa. Still have just a touch left. Maybe I had enough for the bigger snail. No, I know I didn't. And I know that's not enough for that little... Well, I say that. Let me try the little bird. Because it doesn't hold very much. I got these from Resin Rockers. I may have enough for the both of them. Wouldn't that be something? Let me do that. Stop for just a second. Make sure it got down in this tail. And it got into the beak area. Don't want to have a beakless bird. Reminds me of this stupid cartoon I saw years ago. Before the cartoon or the comic strip, The Far Side. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it. That was my sense of humor. Completely. But it showed this one frame, and it showed a woodpecker getting after it on a tree, and well, one frame it showed him with his beak into the tree, the next one he had pulled out, and the next one he was back into the tree. The fourth one had this little thing that said pop, and the woodpecker had pulled his head back, but his beak stuck in the in the tree. So a beakless bird. I have no idea what that cartoon was called, but I remember drawing my own versions of it. I got almost to the top there. Maybe I can fill it up with UV resin after this cures up. Well, you know, this snail is a little full. And I'm sitting there looking at it thinking it's going to decide to go over. And then I'm looking at this sphere. And I have a sphere, sorry, that I don't know if any of you have ever played around with sphere molds. I don't have fingernails. Well, I mean, I do, but I cut them really short. So I have a hard time getting into spheres. Okay, so I just took a little bit out of that so that when it does cure and it goes down a little bit, the edge should let me get into it. Nothing worse than trying to unmold a sphere mold and not having I would say a foothold or fingernail hold. And then if I push too hard and yank on it, then I'll end up tearing it, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I was able to use all of it, and I almost got, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing here. I almost filled that little bird. The snail is pretty full, and the sphere is. Let's get into the picture here. Now, oh, I was trying to clean off the stick, and the Kleenex tissue tore. Okay, now the big test. Turn this light off. Turn UV light on. Look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over that with a torch. I mean the lighter again. This definitely has some bubbles going on. Yeah, and that one too. But now, let me set that like that. Turn off this other light. Yay! Oh yeah! And that's gonna leave a pretty glow. Cool. Okay, back with that light. And then now I can see that I have some torching to do. Okay, good. I'll see you when these cure up completely. These things have all cured up. I already got the little bird and the little snail out. I got them under the lamp. To see how much charge they get. To hold the glow in the dark. And this, I found that if I push really hard, look at that. That came out really good. If I push really hard like that and pull, it just pulled that away from that edge. Yeah, and I don't see any, like that white color of this glow in the dark doesn't take away from any, and I don't see a bubble one. See that unicorn art, the deep pour really is good stuff. Kind of frustrated that they're discontinuing it, but you know, if they're not selling enough, I guess that's okay. Oh yeah, those little babies are glowing. Just a second. Put that light on half mode, and guess what? I didn't get good enough on the little snail. He came out with no little antennae again. Craziness. Look at those. Those are cool. Okay, now I'll put you on pause so that I can do the same thing with this sphere. Okay, and there it is. That's what I was wanting. See, the bottom is glowing really nice. I think that has a really cool effect. I'm glad I decided to do that. And I got two little critters that are glowy. One faulty snail on my part. I didn't squeeze hard enough, I guess, or squeeze long enough. Okay, so subscribers, thank you for hanging out with me and never know what I'm going to do next. If you are not a subscriber, you should be. Subscribers rock! Everything I've used is in the description, so links to all of these different products even on where to find dandelions if you live in an area like me where you can't find them. And the little bird and the little snail, they're cute. So yeah, I will take some stills of these and then get back at you. See you next time.
Before I was finished with my dandelion project, I put out a picture of the dandelion head inside the mold, and I zoomed way in. It was really hard to tell what it was, kind of out of focus. And I put it out on my Instagram account and Facebook account, and I said, whoever can guess what this is, first person, I will mention your name in the video. Well, one of my former students, Erica Marie Banda, I don't know what her last name is now, but because she got married. But she said dandelion, question mark, and I said winner, winner, because she was the first one to do it. So Erica, just like I promised, you would be announced on this video, so there you go. You're famous now. Ay, where did I save this file?